Hey folks, we thought we would get together and give you a little bit more in-depth information about what's coming in Wave 2 for Halo Flashpoint this year. So, Ronnie, would you like to talk us through?
Hello, Spartans. Welcome. We've got a kind of thing. I mean, these you're probably just seeing in store now. These are upgraded mats.
Yeah.
Why do we need it? Well, first they've got the grid on them, which makes the gameplay.
Yep.
Essentially the gameplay, which is why you can't use your average 6x4. I mean, I've seen people quite creatively do it with Sharpie pens. Yep. You can go wherever you like, but we thought that with some of the recon mats, and just for sheer convenience and toughness, these are great to just throw down.
Yeah. You
can't play the game without them, so we've got those in the base designs, and keep watching. We'll release some others. And the nice thing is, these will work in Dead Zone. Dead Zone mats will work here.
Yes.
They are the same dimensions. So if you want to go and do a slightly different looking vibe, that's all available.
Yes.
And this is your...
Yeah, so this set here, which is, it says, looking at the name, the UNSC base terrain. This is exactly the same terrain set that comes in the Recon edition. So if, for example, you want to boost your games with extra terrain, if you have Recon or you have the Spartan edition, and you just want some more terrain to make kind of much more adventurous maps to play on, this is a perfect way to expand what you have. Or if you are a tournament organizer or you're a store that wants extra sets for people to be playing on, what you can do is you can buy this terrain set, get one of these mats, and all of a sudden you have a table's worth of terrain, something to play on. So when you come to do your event, everything is ready for your players to go with. And not only does it have the terrain inside, but because it is the same packs that are in those Recon sets, it also has all of the tokens that are on there as well. So full set of tokens for 2 players to play on. All of the different weapons for the weapon drops and the weapon drop cards are in there as well. So
it's organised play pack plus terrain to bulk out your...
Yeah.
So great stuff, great value, and just good thing to take it on to the next level.
Yeah.
Come late March, the War Games expansion pack is the kind of key product that sits in the centre of the Wave 2.
Yes.
And this is multifaceted, I think, as a box. And there's quite a lot of stuff in here. So I'm going to just do some unpacking. Now, the thing that because we're all loony, the thing we're all most excited about, of course, are toy soldiers. I'll let Andy take those out, pop them out. But we'll explain why there was the reason for this, but they're also only part of what it is. There's a War Games rulebook, and this is detailing these fellas, because all of a sudden, a Spartan with a spanker or a Spartan with any one of these weapons is not the same level as the 4 in your current fire team.
Yeah.
And therefore, taking one of these out, taking one of the others out and putting one of these in, means your fire team is going to be, by its nature, better than everyone else's. And that's where we've come along to something where we talk about, we call them points in wargaming world.
Yeah.
But essentially, in here, you've now got a brawler with a weapon, gives you a point score for each of them, and an energy sword. So a brawler with a bulldog, or the needler, which I think is the one you get in the basic game, 39 points. CQB with an energy sword or grav hammer is 51 or 50 points. So 10, 11 points, 12 points more.
Yeah.
So the guy with the bulldog or the needler can now add an ammo pack, or he can add something else to bring himself up to 50 points. And over time, we'll find out what the ideal points number is. And usually it seems to be hovering around the 200 mark, which gives you either 4 tough guys with no customization, or 4 moderate guys but spruce stuff. And then you've got additional upgrade weapons. You've got grenades that you can start kitting out. So you're suddenly starting to really make your own, customize your own deck, which is kind of part of the game. We didn't want to put this in early on because we thought it overwhelms new players. It doesn't make it approachable. And even when you've done this, when people start with Recon, get 4 blue, get 4 red, start beating 11 down on each other, because there's a lot of playability. You've got everything else. So this is now for your more competitive gamer, and the more guy that wants to start finessing their own team to fight in a certain style, and for organised play and to be competitive. So that's the book that holds it all together.
It is, yeah. So you get that book in there. You also get the stat cards as well. So you get a big chunky pack of stat cards. And because what are in here are the stat cards for all of the Spartans and the elites that have already been released. So because they've now got points attached to them, these are all the new cards for that.
It's worth saying the points aren't on the card, but there were certain things like you can choose to have your close combat weapon slot and then your pickup weapon slot. We've realised that people like keeping the cards on here. So hit points 4, you can put your hit points on there. So here, there's a couple of Brawlers, there's a couple of the Svezdas, there's a couple of Deadeyes, there's the new ones, JFA, CQB, Hazop and Gungnir. There's your 4 mercenaries from the Spartan games. If you bought the Spartan game, you've got these cards as well. And then again, you've got the other Mark 7, the other Deadeye,
the Brawlers,
the original Svezda, the original Mark 7. So, and then a few team cards. And if you plugged up Master Chief, there's your Master Chief upgraded, because we're guessing if you're going to be playing it competitively and you're going to go from the draft system to the point system, there we go. And then just some special order cards. So it really is a catch up and bring everything in one purchase right up to speed, right up to the latest way of playing, and without having to go to lots of different places.
Yeah, and then you also have 38 of these weapon cards as well. So along with the tokens that come there as well.
And these are so you can load those out onto your game. These are weapon tokens. They don't drop on the gaming table. You put them on your guy, and remind you, hey, I've got an extra ammo clip. I've got an extra thing. So everything you need to bring the basic game up into the more competitive, more customizable points game. Don't need to do it. If you don't want to go there, you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do want to start going into there, here and now then, we're talking about all the boring bits, all the sensible bits, but the minis, I'm sure you'll probably...
We'll get some nice close-ups.
Get some on the screen, get some painted jobs, but the minis are absolutely stunning. We've got yet more Spartans, again with new character, with the energy swords and so on and so forth. So that's your anchor product. If you're going to buy anything, buy that first as your first purchase. And then you've got 2 other sets of Spartans. So if you do that one.
Yeah. So we have Fire Team Cerberus. And in this box, you will get 4 more Spartans. So these are completely new Spartans, haven't been in any other set before. One of them is the Spartan Gungnir, the Spartan CQB with the gravity hammer, and then you have another one there.
A Spartan JFO, and I think we all know what that stands for, with the target locator, the H165 target locator.
Yes.
So again, some quite different play styles, really characterful stuff. We're now starting to explore so that how you want to play, you can start customizing your faction.
Yes. So by the time these 2 release, there's 4 new Spartans in here. There's 4 new Spartans in here, plus the 16 or the 8 Spartans. Yeah, 8 plus the 8 Spartans, unique sculpts from the first wave, plus the 4 elites. You can really start to fine-tune your fire teams now, and especially when you start to upgrade them with weapons and grenades, and really kind of like kit them out with the abilities that you want them to have.
I don't think we want to make it too complicated too soon.
Yes.
But I think what you've got now is you're familiar with the game, weapon drops, the slightly more competitive angles of it, the 5 different ways of playing with oddball and everything else.
Yeah.
I didn't mention in War Games, there is 2 new scenarios as well.
Oh, yes, of course.
Both in new Restormed, you've got attrition and total control. So just keeping it fresh, just keeping it good. It's 4 or 5 months since it's been out, and now you can start customizing your factions. Don't need to, but you can if you want, and we know people will. Great new sculpts, few more figures to paint, which keeps us interested in these quiet, lonely, long, dark nights.
Yes. And then we've also got Fire Team Hydra. So if you bought the Recon edition of Halo Flashpoint, and you wish you got the Spartan with the Needler and the extra stuff that you got in the Spartan edition, this will bring you up to in line with the Spartans that you got in the Spartan edition. Or if you're wanting to expand your fire team and have multiples of a certain type of weapon, because your points sort of building, then you can certainly pick up Fire Team Hydra and expand out your collection that way as well.
So I think it's worth saying that's the only one that's not got new minis in it.
Yeah.
These are brand new minis. This is the minis from the Spartan edition for you to add if you bought the Recon edition.
Yes.
It brings you up to speed, and now you can get everything after the Recon purchase. bring you up to speed.
And I know we'll get asked the question about the elites from the Spartan edition. They will be coming as part of a future wave. he says grinning there, but I know that question will come because people say, will I be able to get them one?
The answer is
they will be yes, but they come as part of the future wave.
And then we love our cardboard scenery.
Yes.
And it's the ability to get the game unboxed and playing in 15 minutes, I think, is revolutionary.
Yeah.
I think it's very exciting. It's gone down very well and really nice. Beautifully done. You don't need to paint it. I think it does exactly what it do. We have seen our Battle Zones range.
Some bits down there, yes.
Our Battle Zones range, which is selling rather well. And there is a Halo terrain set.
Yes.
We didn't know whether people would be up for upgrading or not. Well, I think the answer is categorically heck yes. They started. We've seen already Gulch and some of the tables have already
been some amazing stuff in the community. Yeah,
and there's more to come, I'm sure, because it's been such a short amount of time. The one thing that I think plastic does very, very well is round edges, and so this terrain set is the UNSC. You can do the other half if you want. There's two in here, and it just gives you that bit more detail. And you've got these beautiful miniatures. I think I'm going to see this on the screen. I just need a bit more scatter terrain, and I want to be able to paint it. And I think this works very well with the card terrain. You spray this up and you paint it, but it's something to hide behind. It goes on top of the buildings, on the top of the container. It's a big empty open space. You can pop one of these barrels down on top of it. And now suddenly I can hide from up here as well. So really durable, unbreakable pieces of terrain to just break up your gaming table, break it up line to side, giving you cover.
Yeah. And then we've also got these as well. So you get two of these barriers there as well, which are fantastic and are obviously scaled appropriately so that your Spartan can look through the little slot in them as well. And then we also have these two pieces as well, which are nice chunky bits to hide behind when on the battlefield as well. So yeah, we've got some beautiful pieces of plastic terrain there. They will mix fantastically well with the cardboard stuff. But if you really want to pimp out your game, you get some of these nice neoprene mats. You upgrade to the Battle Zones terrain as well, the plastic stuff. You can really start to build some fantastic multi-level terrain and boards. And I think what the game really does, where it really starts to shine, is that you can play the same scenarios over and over again, but the terrain that you put on your map will change the way the game plays completely. If you have more terrain, if you have more height, there's more to hide behind, it really does mix up the game.
And you can go terrain heavy, terrain light. You can go multi-levels. You can go one level with lots of scatter. Yeah. So, every game changes it. When you then start customizing your own team, you'll find out, well, I want a bit more grenades. I want to do a bit more of this, that, and the other. And so we just started to add some of those elements that make it what we call sticky. Yeah. You can just stick with it. And each game, the basics. We don't want you spending any time going, how does he move again? And I think you're so far past that. I know what that weapon does. You've probably learned the keywords by now. What you're doing is trying to kill those guys over there, or get that flag, or do those things. And what you're, recreating is the being the captain, being the general, with your cool minis, running around, having fun, killing everything. So the scenery, I think, really does keep the game fresh and keeps it changing. Yes. And we've seen people who've been playing Dead Zone for many, many years. And essentially we haven't done lots of releases for it. And they still love it because every time the game changes, the fighting against, the things just flex ever so slightly.
Yeah, definitely. So as you can see, we have a full list of stuff coming out. This is all kind of Q1 releases this year. We'll have more stuff coming out in Q2, and there'll be a time when we come and tell you more about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm personally... Go on.
I've got a surprise coming.
Oh. Do you want to tell about it?
I do. I can tell. So, Halo Studios.
Yes.
Let us do a show special squad.
I wasn't sure you were ready to say this, but I'm excited.
Yeah, well, I can't forget about because I'd be so careful about what we're doing. What we've done is we've taken the 4 basic Spartans.
Yes.
With their loadout, with their cards.
This is the Bulldog, the Zvezda, the
Brawler,
Deadeye, and the Brawler. So,
Mark 7.
Mark 7.
And we've reposed them.
Nice.
And we put them in a special resin plastic. These are not for everybody.
Yeah.
these are for the person who either loves to paint
Yeah.
and wants that absolute very, very, very best.
Really high quality detail.
Yeah. They do that, and you'll see that, and you will probably see these up. And then those that just want to, I painted them, I enjoyed them, and I want to do it one more time, and I don't really want to do those ones again.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that count. I painted all 8.
Yeah.
I've got these 8 to paint, but I still want to go back and do my actual core team again.
Yeah.
And this is what you're going to do. So these are super premium resin. They don't come with cards or anything like that. All the cards are already done in one, and you've got these are, and they're going to be our show special for 2025. You get all 4 of them together. The poses look amazing. If Andy's got any, we put them up on screen now. If not, come along to our show. We're going to launch them at Adepticon if we can get them in time. That's certainly our aim. But we are super excited. They've been very kind letting us do it. The bases are all detailed. They're just amazing, premium, super cool sculpts.
Yeah. They're great as well if you want to run 2 brawlers in your team and you don't want them to both look the same.
Yeah.
There's another reason to kind of pick them up as well. So yeah.
That individuality and that kind of premium swagger. We're all war gamers. So there's that, and that's just one of the small surprises we've got planned for this year.
Yeah, I can't wait to show the other stuff as well. But everything has a time and a place.
It does.
Yes.
And so that's genuinely that's a leak I'm not supposed to speak about here, but you know what? It feels like if you watch this far, you know everything that's coming out. Those are going to be there at Adepticon, and then available shortly thereafter. We will do a splash launch out to try and make it. We know people can't get to Adepticon or Salute.
Yeah.
So we will find ways of opening the store for the weekend and letting you order it.
Yes.
And giving some of our trade partners some of it in Europe and around the places. So they will be there, but they will be, when they're gone, they're gone. They're kind of one print product. And, after 2025, you won't get them anywhere.
So when they're available for a limited time. We'll make sure everyone knows when that is, so you don't miss out if you really want them, but they will be only around for limited times.
If you're England.
Yeah.
Great. Then tune back in a few more months and we'll have to tell you about them.
Yeah. So we can't wait to tell you more. Again, if you have any questions, anything you want to know more about, please put your questions down in the comments. And we'll get back together and we'll tell you more about the future of Halo Flashpoint when the time comes.
Thanks,
folks.